Hey everybody, it's Portable Bobby here. I want to welcome you to my channel and ask that you please subscribe. So now we're going to have a little video. It's not going to be very long, I hope, but I got a question and hope some of you can answer. FEMA has ordered 2,500 gallons of hydrogen cyanide from Química chemical manufacturers in Brazil. Now this purchase makes the third time in the last year that FEMA has used foreign distributors to procure lethal means of killing U.S. citizens should the need arise to control the U.S. citizens with fear of death in a very gruesome manner. People, cyanide is not a good way to die. You know, that's how they gassed the Jews during the Holocaust, was with cyanide. It can take up to 15 minutes when you're being gassed, people. It's not a very, very pretty thing. They also ordered, FEMA did, 500 smart guillotines from China. Now, you know what a guillotine is. We all know what was going on back during the French Revolution and Marie Antoinette and all these other people that were beheaded by the hundreds every day. So why do we need 500 smart guillotines? But the funny part about that is they came without blades. So what did FEMA do? FEMA contracted with a corporation in Mexico, and they supplied them with thousands and thousands of brand new guillotine blades. People, FEMA is spending our tax dollars to buy items to kill and control us, the American people. Don't trust FEMA, people. Hydrogen cyanide is colorless, and hydrogen cyanide can be dispensed with a liquid or an aerosol. It's listed as a Schedule 3 chemical under the Chemical Weapons Convention. FEMA isn't saying why they need these items of death, but they have them. The shipment from Brazil was actually labeled potable water, so they would disguise the content of the barrels. And by the way, FEMA is an agency of Homeland Security, so that gives you a little bit to wonder about. If FEMA had its way, I promise you people, half of America would be dead and the other half would be in concentration camps. They'd be enslaved, used as workers. That's what this is all about, people. This is all about the cabal. Just because Trump's in office, man, this stuff keeps going on and it keeps going on and it keeps getting worse and worse every day. And until something happens, this is not going to stop. And believe me, people, I wished I had an answer as to what needs to happen. But I know for 38 years, FEMA's mission has been, here's what they say they are. FEMA's mission is to lead America to prepare for, prevent, and respond to and recover from a disaster. And that's what FEMA says. It's committed to protecting and serving the American people. People, I don't believe it for 1 minute. They're lying to us through their teeth. Will someone please explain why they needed 2,500 gallons of cyanide and 500 guillotines with thousands of blades? Somebody, anybody, just tell me why FEMA needs those items. It's my opinion and just my opinion, people. You know, I got one like everybody does. But I sincerely believe that FEMA has a plan to use these items to control population and to cause fear and panic. That's what it's all about, people. Once these items are used on the American people will be freaking out. When it comes home to you, then you got to deal with it. And sometimes that's too late. FEMA's true agenda is hidden under the guise of a disaster relief organization, when actually it's under the Department of Homeland Security. I guess FEMA needs hydrogen cyanide and guillotines and blades for them to secure the homeland. Why are they using weapons of murder to secure our homeland for the American people? People, I don't understand it. It makes no sense. You know, I could talk all day about FEMA camps and the FEMA barges and all the moving of UN vehicles all across America. By the way, I was sitting on a railroad track the other day for a long train. Every single, had 3 engines actually, people, 3 engines. It was a long train. And that train had nothing on it but UN vehicles traveling westbound. Now, you tell me why they had hundreds of vehicles that belonged to the UN and had UN markings on them. That's how I know they were UN. Where are they going, people? What are they doing? Well, I'll tell you what they're doing. They're going to these FEMA camps that are built all across the country. Go just check out Walmart. Check out their store closings. Look it up online, people. What's happening to these Walmarts? These Walmarts are being turned into concentration camps, complete with barbed wire and concertina wire and all the amenities to hold prisoners. So all I'm going to say about that, that's another video. But I will say this. Walmart is knee deep in the FEMA camp campaign of collusion with the UN in order to suppress the American people. I'll tell you what, people. Some of you might not have known, cyanide is made from almonds, if you'll get that. Concentrated cyanide kills almost immediately. That's when you hear about these people taking a capsule and boom, they're dead the next second. Well, that's a very concentrated amount of cyanide to do that. Usually it takes anywhere from 15 to 18 minutes to kill you with a gas. So people, I'm going to quit talking about that. I want to talk about one more thing. I've made it my mission to talk about our children. And I'm just going to touch real lightly on the abortion debate. You know, these people in the abortion debate, they're self-described pro-life or pro-choice. You know, both sides have sought to influence public opinion and gain legal support. You know, they've done it for years. They've been at odds ever since Roe versus Wade and before. Abortion is simply a moral issue, but it's become a political issue as pro-choice politicians seek to stop and repeal laws that are pro-life in nature. Abortions are federally subsidized with our tax dollars, and we've been paying for these killers to murder our innocent babies for years. In 1965, LBJ's War on Poverty, of course, was instrumental in helping low-income women with birth control. LBJ wanted to reduce the black population. It's plain and simple. Johnson was no friend of the black people. It's simply not true he was a friend of the black people. And then I think it was 1975. Nixon, they passed a bill. Richard Nixon, Senate and the House passed Title X. And Nixon signed it into law. Title X. What Title X was that was funding and guarantees that facility could provide contraception, counseling, and education. But the guidelines they were supposed to follow were breast and pelvic exams, breast and cervical cancer screenings, screenings for STDs and HIV. People, this is BS. They're talking Planned Parenthood here, plain and simple, and they do none of that. None of it. It's abortion, 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 and that's it. By 2014, we had 4,400 abortion clinics across America. Every year they were getting $2.4 billion in funding from our government. People, I don't support Planned Parenthood. I'm pro-life. It's that simple. But y'all know that's the way I feel because I made it plain many times. People, I really appreciate y'all for watching. I really do. For today, I'm going to say this is Deplorable Bobby, and this is the way I see it. Y'all keep watching, and I'll see you later.